Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Jedi Academy. This is the stream where we answer all your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes questions, and you can see that we have the Jedi Academy consisting of some of the best minds in the game. Well, I don't know if I want to go that far, but we have some of the best YouTubers. Well, maybe I don't want to go that far either. But we have a lot of people that play the game on here. They're considered good. And what we do here in this stream is we just answer all your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions, as many as we can get to. And we are joined by an awesome panel of Jedi, Sith, Bendu, whatever they want to refer to themselves to. And let's go around and introduce everybody so we can get the panel started. First off, I want to do a quick special introduction. This is a good friend of the RSG stream. He is an active duty service member who is serving in Korea right now. And his name is King Felix, and he is joining us on the stream all the way from Korea. King Felix, what's up, bud?
It's good to be on the stream. Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Very late at night, but
that's
love
right.
to talk some Star Wars.
I know you do, bud, and we're glad to have you, and thank you for your service. Also joining us, I'm just going around in the order that I have it. The lightsaber builder himself, who is in Sin City, and it sounds like he had a really fun long night last night, Mr. SirLoki.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. And yeah, I wouldn't miss it, even though I'm running on zero sleep. Kind of like what Warrior mentioned, but I feel good.
That's right. You feel that you're in Sin City. What stays in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, and it stays in Las Vegas. Also joining us is Mr. Mike Hunt. Mike, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning. I'm good. Been having fun this week, just trying out a few new bits. Looking forward to the 25th.
Very nice. And then, of course, you know him, you love him. Mr. Warrior presents Warrior from Team Instinct. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it going this morning?
It's going good. Have you had your coffee?
I made it. It's actually sitting on the counter because I forgot about it because that's how tired I am right now.
Oh, my God.
I need to go drink.
Yeah, go get some more coffee. And, of course...
Yeah, I need to drink it.
And also joining us is Mr. Remon from the Alliance. Remon, what's up, bud?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
I'm alive, man. I'm alive. Barely, but I'm alive. So if you guys are new to the stream and you've never been here before, welcome. If you're an old timer, you know how this works. But basically what it is, you send in your questions. Also helping us is, I think Darth Bella should be joining us. I sent her the link. I don't know what she's doing. Can you get with Bella and figure out what is going on with her so we can get the Lady of the Sith in here? But basically the way it works is you put your questions in the streamer chat and we will get to those questions and answer them through the panel. And that's how it works. And if you're in chat, the great troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, is watching the chat. So if you want to troll, he will troll you harder. So don't do it because Finn does enough trolling as is, and it encourages him. And I would prefer not to have to deal with that today. With that being said, while we get our questions going in, let's just start off with the big news. Lady Tano's coming, guys. What are you guys' thoughts on Miss Ahsoka coming into the game? Who wants to go first?
Well, I'm pretty excited about it. Ahsoka Tano is kind of like my homegirl, and I feel like in many respects, deep down in my soul. And I'm a big fan of the adult Ahsoka. She's really cool, and also I think she'll definitely help out with the Rebel Center. I'm excited to see what she can bring to the table.
Now, Warrior, we don't mean to tell people so, but we need to tell people so because me and you were the ones between Thrawn and Ahsoka. So you've been busy with Ahsoka stuff. What are your thoughts, sir? Is the Warrior there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I thought you were still talking to Remon.
No, I was talking to you. I even said Warrior. What the hell?
I know. What's going on? No, I'm ridiculously excited. I've always been a Rebels fan, and then you come into this game, and it's like everyone hates Rebels, and I think that there's some of that just because there's so many in the game that there's that natural tendency to hate what you have and want what you don't have. So I get it, but I've always been a kind of a slight Rebels fan, and even so, I know a lot of people are like, the Rebels cartoon is trash, this and that, and honestly. I've only seen a few, but the few I've seen, it's like the Jedi do what you wish the Jedi would do in every other show that they didn't do. So if you ever want to watch Jedi kick butt instead of whine and cry, this is the Rebels show to watch, and Ahsoka has her place in there for sure. But do a great job with pulling her in from Clone Wars over to Rebels, and they intertwine the storyline. And if you get into the story after about season 3, the Clone Wars gets just insanely good.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan, or if you call yourself a fan, you owe it to yourself to watch those shows, to learn about the storyline and plot, or at least read the comics. But the problem is most of the comics, are running off of legends instead of canon. So anyway, I'm really, 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 really excited. We have some videos dropping today. 3 of us actually, I think, on the call have videos dropping today at 11 Pacific time, and it should be absolutely amazing. Really looking forward to it.
Do we know when she's supposed to come in specifically? What date? I mean, is it today or next week or?
No, it's not going to be. I actually don't know. I don't remember if it said that we could discuss that or not. But I will tell you what I know is public knowledge, and that is that she is not the June character, but he stated on his Twitter that she was coming in June, but that she's not the June character. So
Okay.
I that's off his Twitter, which means that there'll be an event. And he also disclosed that it was going to happen on as a marquee event. So we know the marquee events are the ones where everybody gets them for free at 3 stars, and they're able to use them to see what they're all about. So I'm pretty excited everybody gets them.
Awesome. So Loki or King Felix, any thoughts on that? On Miss Ahsoka?
I'm really happy that she's coming. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that movie, I hated her. But when I watched the series, her character progression was pretty fantastic. And the last season that she was in was actually pretty devastating for me, because I thought she was a great character, and her ending I thought was perfect for to help with Vader's progression of going to the
Right.
I guess. And she's great in the Rebels show. I like too much of the Phoenix Squadron because they seem kind of whiny. But Ahsoka's character in that show is great. When she says revenge is not the Jedi way, and she says I'm not a Jedi. I thought that was awesome. And then I think she kicked Vader's butt a little bit.
It was pretty, yeah.
Season 4.
Yeah, so we'll see, because they had teased us at Sour Celebration with, Dave Filoni first had Ahsoka lives ? And then the next day he had Ahsoka lives !
It wasn't even the next day. It was like an hour later.
Or an hour later, yeah. Shirts. I can't remember, yeah. It's like he turned. Dave Filoni's amazing because he does that stuff all the time, where it's just like, okay, Dave.
Yeah, and he's a big Ahsoka fan himself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So, you guys ready to answer some questions? Ready to do this? Let's get it.
And I'm here now.
Well, look who it is.
I found you. Hello.
All right, everyone. We need to give Miss Bella, Darth Lady of the Sith, a class on how to find the link to Hangouts. I'm just saying.
Yes,
we just. Oh Lord, Miss Bella, what's going on? How are you today?
You walking for $40 right there.
No, what happened now?
Ewalkin posted $40 in the super chat.
Oh wow, very nice. Thank you, Mr. Ewalkin, big money spender, my brother from TI. Thank you, sir, for that. Very nice. Miss Bella, are you in nature today? Are we going to hear a lot of birds? Or are you nice and comfy at the house and ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, today I could offer a flea market noise because we have got a flea market in the street.
Oh wow. Well, tell them.
I
Yeah.
closed the window, actually.
No, you go out there and you use your dark side powers and you tell those fools to be quiet. You're trying to do Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You know, stuff.
Otherwise, I just take my lightsaber and just go down there and
That's right.
tell them who I
Force,
am.
force.
Or I send one of my ships.
That's right. You do have, you can just do a bombing run. That'll work perfectly. All right. So we've
Yeah.
got Bella. Thank goodness. All right. So now we're going to start answering questions. So let's get into it. And I'm going to start off with our guest today, Mr. King Felix. And the first question comes from Justin Ward, and his question is: Zeta R2's second ability or Qui-Gon Jinn's first ability? I do not run a Jedi team, but could get one together within about 6 weeks. Would a Qui-Gon Jinn lead Anakin, Ahsoka, R2, and Kenobi work? What are your thoughts on that, Mr. King Felix?
I think yes, because I actually ran up against a Zeta Qui-Gon in my arena, and he has Yoda. He has Yoda in his team, and it actually works really well. You might want to put him in there for probably Ahsoka. His Yoda has a crazy amount of speed, and he gives me all kinds of problems. He didn't give me any problems until he put R2 in there, and then R2 causes even more trouble with his number crunch is his first Zeta, I think it is, and that team is just wicked fast, and his Ayla in there hits like a tank, and it's just it causes me all types of trouble. And even with a Maul team that was maxed out, I avoided him. So he'd give you all types of problems in the arena.
Yeah, it is a really solid team. Anybody else any thoughts on that team? Because really what he's asking is Zeta R2 second ability, or should he go for a Qui-Gon Jinn lead? Now, he said it would take him 6 weeks to put together. Do you think it would behoove him to go ahead and put the Zeta on Qui-Gon Jinn, or do we think that he should Zeta R2's second ability, since he already has the first one done?
Qui-Gon Jinn. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because
You gotta do Qui-Gon.
Yeah, I think that's a really good team, because you can even throw R2 in there, and you'll be good to go. All right. So next question from Timmy, Timi, Timi, Ratio. It's not ratio, it's ratio. Question, and we're going to go to Remon on this one. In a squad of Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn, Zeta Yoda, General Kenobi, Zetas, both Zetas, I guess, R2D2. For the fifth slot, would you rather use Jedi Knight Anakin or Ezra, and why would you pick that person? Mr. Remon.
It's kind of a tough one. It's kind of a tough one, actually. I mean, I like the benefits that they both bring to the table, but I would have to say at this day and age of if you're facing another Kenobi, which is very likely, having the extra dispel really helps, and Ezra too over the course of the duration of the match. So I think if you have a 7-star like Tier 11 Ezra, I'd probably have to go Ezra, even though, I mean, you could really kind of go either way with that. Anakin is great. But I'm saying I would pick Ezra.
Okay, so Ezra. Everybody agree with that, or does somebody have a thought about Jedi Knight Anakin over Ezra?
I actually would say that why do we have to choose? Why would not do both? I actually put Ezra in place of Yoda on my team.
Oh.
And I know that sounds crazy because Yoda's pretty awesome, but Ezra brings so much more damage and so much more utility with protection up, and everybody does more damage and extra hits. I mean, he's hitting 10 to 15K on a basic, and he hits that twice a lot of times. He'll do it like 80% of the time. So he's getting 20 to 30K on a basic. I mean, who does that? So you put him in place of Yoda, and yes, you don't get that extra Yoda. You're going to get some debuffs from time to time, a little more than you would, but you're chewing through teams twice as fast.
True. That's very true. All right. Very nice. All right. So we'll go to Warrior for the next question. Oh, wait. Darth Bella has thoughts. Go for it, Darth Bella.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering if most people don't have Ezra upgrade it fully, like on 4 stars or 3 stars, and that probably would depend also how upgraded your Ezra is.
Yeah, is Ezra, the guys that are using him, is he viable like some of the other tunes at 3 or 4 stars if you have the mods and the gear for him? Warrior
I say
Remon?
yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah,
I
I face
actually,
a.
I
face a
actually, I
4-star.
think Warriors is like 6. I think Warriors is like 6 star, but I have a 4 gear
I think
star gear. I
Remon.
mean, I'd rather like if it was a choice of Anakin or him at 7 star. I still think I'd rather have Ezra.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, Warrior, we'll go to you. The next question. This is from Z Gamer. Is Ahsoka the second fan favorite? Is there going to be another one?
Yeah, so EA Jesse already announced this because there was a bit of on the forums about the fact that she was going to be the second, because obviously they announced she's coming out in June, and so everybody just put 2 and 2 together. They're like, new character, fan favorite, coming out in June, must be her. Came out on Twitter and announced that was not the June fan favorite. That is not the June fan favorite. So he's confirmed that it's not.
Do we have any speculation on who we might think it is? Is it going to be a new character, or do you think it's going to be? What are our thoughts on that?
I'll just say new character. I can't say too much.
That's okay. NDAs, they are a powerful thing. Anybody want to speculate who you think the other fan favorite is going to be then? Anybody want to throw out a name out there?
Yeah.
Darth Bella.
I think we have. Yeah, I don't have any non-disclosure agreement, so I can speak my mind.
She's so evil.
I'm actually. I think they were on Kalos or Thrawn, and of course I would hope for one of them.
That would be fun.
I started to watch I think it's Rebel season 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Kalos, and he's a great character. I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn, of course, would be cool also. I'm still hoping for a new capital ship.
Yeah.
But do you really think Thrawn Alice is a fan favorite? Like, I mean,
Thrawn
is a fan favorite?
Thrawn is. Absolutely Thrawn is. Absolutely Thrawn.
Definitely.
I don't know.
I mean, Thrawn.
When I'm thinking fan favorite, when I think fan favorite, I think like legendary character, like iconic character.
Thrawn is a legendary character. The reason that Dave Filoni pushed so hard and got Timothy Zahn involved to bring Thrawn into Rebels is because he wasn't canon anymore, and he is one of the most popular characters that has not been in the movies. Him and Mara Jade Skywalker from Legends.
I agree with you. For somebody who knows Thrawn's backstory, he is a legendary character. But what I'm saying is that when I think legendary character as far as like popular Star Wars characters, what I'm saying is I think like Hoth Leia, I think like Bespin Luke, I think like R2-D2. So I don't know. I mean, it depends on what they mean by fan favorite. But
yeah, I don't know if he's put him in. I mean, you can classify him however you want, but he is. I mean,
Thrawn would be awesome, but so would I would much rather have Luke. You know what I'm saying? I know we've been talking about that for 2 years.
Let's not open that can of worms. Good Lord in heaven. All right, let's move on to the next question. Let's go to SirLoki. Let's see if he's still alive there in Vegas. This is from Justin Ward, and he says R2's moves cannot be avoided even through foresight, but it lands and does not remove the foresight. WAI. What are your thoughts on that?
I actually did a couple of like arena videos last night, and I was a little surprised that his was it the improvise that applies the burning and it goes through the Jedi foresight. So is it working as intended? I don't know. I was a little surprised to see it.
Does the
I'll leave it at that.
does the ability say that it cannot be avoided or anything? I don't know if it does or not. I don't.
I can check it out right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a little surprising because normally, I
In
think
the
the
description,
foresight says if you can.
in the description, it says this attack cannot be evaded.
Ah. There we go. Okay, so I guess the only counter to was just have if you have tenacity up,
Yeah.
it doesn't apply it because you're immune.
Yeah, that doesn't apply it for
Yeah.
sure.
But if you have foresight,
Foresight.
yeah, it's going to hit you, unfortunately. So yeah, it cannot be evaded. So that I guess that answers that question. But it says but it doesn't remove the foresight. I think it can still apply it, but not remove the foresight because of that.
No, it doesn't even remove foresight. That's
Yeah.
the weird thing.
Yeah,
It just
Yeah, I think it just bypasses it completely.
yeah. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the way it's supposed to work or not, but we'll find out. I'm sure they'll put out a bug report.
because normally here's the deal, right? I mean, if you read improvise, it's deal special damage, whatever special damage is called, and then it inflicts burning. And it says this attack can't be evaded, so he's attacking, and he should remove the foresight because I mean that's just my. I don't know if it's working as intended.
Yeah,
It was a little surprising.
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on it and see what comes of it. All right, let's go to the next question. This is from Ben Lazarus, and we're gonna go to Mike on this one. Ahsoka is all well and good, but do you think that developers know about the other canon characters, Luke, where he has a lightsaber? Maybe they need to watch a Star Wars film or read a comic or two. I mean, I knew we were going to get a Luke question eventually, so let's just open the can of worms. I was trying to avoid it, but it still pops up. Mike, your thoughts of Luke Skywalker not being in the game yet? Is Mike there? Did we lose Mike? We lost a whole bunch of people. I think. Nope. Yep, we lost Mike. All right, so let's go to you, Darth Bella. You there, Miss Bella?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, so what are your thoughts of Luke Skywalker not being in the game, and do you think that they need to put him in there?
That's a clear yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, you guys even play longer than I.
yeah, that's what after the whole panel. I mean, we've had Mike. Are you back yet?
I am. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Sorry.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it was
I had to
weird.
get.
So
It dropped like three of us.
yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on. So Mike, Luke Skywalker. The question's been asked again. Why isn't he in the game? And from the question, I'll read it again.
Okay, I would say he's not in the game because developers, whoever it is that pays the money, haven't paid Lucas enough money. That would be my cynical view of it. And yeah, it's taken a long time for the deal to get done and sorted out, and now they've done it.
I think it's more about the fact that they've released almost every main character to the storyline to this point. I mean, you've had Vader, we've got Maul, we've got Leia, we've got R2 even. I mean, we've got almost Palpatine. I mean, he's really the last character that's left to be released in like his true form or whatever. So we've even got we've got Han Solo in his regular form now too. I mean, so I think they're just kind of holding on to that last one because I mean they want they want there to still be something left to be desired in the game. You know what I mean? To achieve at some point. I don't know. That's my only thought process behind it.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Vader was that long farm, and most of us have him now, 7-star. And now he's more readily available. But I'm saying now, Luke is that character. I mean, I wouldn't be against them putting him in as like a long farm character, like something you get through some other means. And I mean, you don't have to give them to us at 7-star right off the bat.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Next question from Rob Martinez. He has. Well, I think we kind of answered this already. Any hints of the June fan favorite character, or who do we think is most likely? I think we already covered that. Who we think it's probably going to be. So hopefully, Rob, you were listening. And that we answered your question previously. Remon, next question for you. Cesar Rodriguez. Question: what are the chances that you guys think that they will get a BB-8 this December with the release of Episode 8? What do you think of those chances, Mr. Remon?
The chances of what on Episode 8?
That they're going to release BB-8 for the game this December with the release of Episode 8.
BB-8. I mean, this is definitely I'd say a 50% chance. Whenever a movie comes out, they're going to release like 6 or 7 characters. So, I mean, you got to think, if let's say they release some version of Rey and of Finn or see a new version of Captain Phasma, but maybe like maybe Snoke or Luke, maybe like an old version of Luke. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
If they're going to do that, then they probably need some other characters too, because I mean, like when they released the game first came out, we got like 6 Episode 7 characters, and then we got 6 Rogue One characters, and then on top of that, they've kind of released through cadence like POW, and they had Garrett Pathfinder really early, and so we were Rogue One characters. So I mean, I think they're going to release at least like 6 or 7 Last Jedi characters, and I mean BB-8 might as well be one of them. So I mean, there's a good chance.
Okay. All right. Let's go to. I think everyone's got a question so far. Let's go to. Well, actually, this is a good question for you, Ms. Bella. This is from Rob Martinez. He says, "Any ideas on when hardware abilities for ships will be released?" Miss Bella.
We don't. I could imagine this new game mode. It involves ships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a very good time to release the little droids for your ships.
I think that would be a perfect time.
25th of May, wasn't it?
Yes, next week.
Next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Very nice.
And I hope they do have hardware then.
If they don't do it then, do you see in the next month or two them finally releasing any kind of hardware stuff for the ships?
I think it's a big thing. The hardware will change a lot.
Right.
It's like with mods, the whole arena and raids. So I think they should actually do it with a big celebration and not just like a monthly thing. So if they don't do it now, I don't expect it for the next 2, 3, 4 months.
What's happening on the 25th?
Are you in a?
I think it's a celebration.
It's the 40th year mark for the release of Star Wars. 40-year anniversary.
Yeah, it makes sense to do something. Did they already announce that they're going to do something?
Well, no. Someone was asking, do we think they'll release it then as part of all the stuff that they're doing for the 25th? Hardware for ships, and that was kind of.
When you said hardware for ships, I actually started to think about the whole BB-8 thing, and I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird because I thought originally, like when we didn't have R2 for a while, and when we first got ships and you looked at the droids, I mean, they kind of looked like BB-8 for the Millennium Falcon, and it kind of looked like R2 for like an R2 type ship for the ships, or for the X-wings or whatever. So. I don't know. I thought that maybe BB-8 might come out as like a hardware piece instead of a regular character, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that he'd have to come out as like a regular character. But I mean, has he ever even done anything that would constitute as like a damage dealing type? I mean, he doesn't. I mean, R2-D2 has actually killed droids and done damage to, like, he's fought before. Like I don't think BB-8 has.
He can.
the ability to fight.
Yeah, he does. If you remember in The Force Awakens, he has the shock ability like R2, and he can do some other things. So, I mean, he could be a support character. He doesn't necessarily have to be an attack
I
character.
mean, all he did was like shock Finn when he was already on the ground.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
with Remon on that one. I don't
He had,
really
he had a
see.
lighter too. That was awesome.
Yeah, so is he gonna light somebody's jacket or like pant leg on fire? I don't know.
yeah.
For me, I think they need to release more ship content before I think the hardware becomes available. Because I think when they drop mods, we had PVE content, we had all sorts of stuff for the characters, and if they drop hardware now, the only thing we're going to be using it for is just fighting each other, which has already gotten kind of boring with ship battles. So it's just going to make it more. I think it's just going to make it more boring because there's no more ship content.
Yeah, we do need more content for ships. Absolutely agree.
Sorry, you got to run around with AT-ATs out there.
Mhm. All right, so let's go to the next question. This will go to the top, and we'll go to King Felix. This comes from Danilicious or Danilicus. I can't tell for sure. Some people, the way you spell your names, I have to try to pronunciate it the way it looks. We'll just say Dan. King Felix, what's the best use of Nihilus in heroic AAT?
Well, if you're, I guess, rich enough to have them at 7 stars, I'm not quite there yet. But I would think you could go on a Phase 2 Zeta team if you ran. I use Zeta in Phase 4 right now because I don't have my clones up yet, and they work pretty good. But I would say a Phase 2 Zeta team is probably your best bet.
All right. Anybody else think where we could put Nihilus in heroic AAT? What kind of team comp and what phase?
I run him in Phase 3.
Okay. And what kind of team do you run with that?
I've played around. I did actually try a couple of times. I've got a star Sith Assassin and Sith Trooper. And the survivability is amazing with a Nihilus lead with Sith Trooper because he's just constant taunt and retribution. So he's healing constantly. Score was awful. It was like 570,000. So I need to work on the damage dealing on that. But if you want to score big, Tebow lead. Tebow, Nihilus, Chase. I mean, if you put in a 7-star Nihilus in there, I'm thinking that you're probably going to have a 7-star Chase as well.
Nice. All right. Cool.
And yeah.
Very nice. All right. So next question, we'll go back to Warrior, and this one's specifically for Warrior. This is from Timmy Ratio again. Question for Warrior. How does your Jedi Squad hold on defense?
Currently, it is one of 2 squads that holds. Pretty much everything else I have does not hold. So I have a triple cleanse team that can stay in the top 10 overnight and not get bumped out of the top 10. And my Jedi team stays in the top 5 without being bumped out of the top 5 for the most part overnight as well. I talk to my shard mates. I tell them if they need to bump me, they can, because it's not my payout time. They can bump me down as far as they want if they need to climb. Because I know it gets crowded when there's 15 people trying to coordinate, and we're all friends now. All of a sudden, trying to figure out how to jump people, and some people just go screw it. I'm not going to do that with others. But I'm like, I want my payout, and if I piss 15 people off, there could be a lot of sniping that makes my life hell. So I would just rather play nicely with my shard. So that's just how I work. But they do at times need to fight me, and when they fight me, they don't like my triple cleanse team. It's difficult to beat, but it is beatable. And they don't like my Jedi team, but they said my Jedi team is much more difficult to beat on defense. A couple of them said they can't beat it, that they just have to skip me when I have it in there. And sometimes I have to pull my team and put another team in so they can beat me to take their number 1 slot, which I'm fine about putting in another team. I do so much, recording and stuff, and I'm switching teams out. It's fine. But right now for defensibility, if you have everything built equally comparatively, I think the Jedi are the best defensive team on the market, other than maybe the Rex triple cleanse team.
No, I agree with that 100%. So hopefully that answers your question, Timmy. Timai. All right, let's go to Loki for the next question, and it's a question for everyone. We'll start with you, Mister SirLoki. How does and this is a question for everyone, and this is from Evergoo03. How does Fulcrum Ahsoka compare to other legendary characters such as R2, Emperor Palpatine, Yoda? What theories? So we'll start with you, Loki. Your thoughts on that question?
I was listening to the podcast. It wasn't clear to me if she was going to be a legendary character, so meaning legendary event like the R2 event.
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression she was going to be like just the regular, like the Phoenix Squad or Garth Saxon event or something like that, where they're probably going to give it, they'll give it to us in 3 stars, the character, and then you can buy to bump her to 4-star with a little $10 pack. So that's what I'm assuming right now. I think her kit looks pretty cool. The only 2 complaints I have is she doesn't have any synergy with anybody, which is I watch the cartoons and she's friends with like everybody, but I mean I get it that she's kind of the rogue one, the one that breaks off from the Jedi Temple and does her thing, but it would have been nice if she had synergy with somebody. And then the second thing is I would have loved to see her with a leader ability, because she is going to be a rebel. That was said in the podcast, but we mentioned in previous streams that the rebel characters, there's a lot of them, but we don't have any really good leaders. We only have like 2, right? I mean, we got Wedge and probably Jin, that's about it. But, I think she's, comparing her to the other, I guess, legend or the other characters, like event characters, I think her kit's really good. I would love to see them buff Yoda, because, I mean, he got a nerf a long time ago. She a Palpatine level, that's kind of hard to say right now, because Palpatine is really versatile. He's got shock, and he's the only one with an AoE stun, so I don't see her with any of those kinds of unique abilities that are like game changing, like Palpatine was. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm overall I'm excited to unlock her and see what she can do.
All right, very cool. All right, the next question is from Cam Mitch, and we'll go to Remon on this. He writes, question, I managed to keep top 100 in ships and can get to top 20 when I walk away for a few hours. I get bumped to over 150. What is the best lineup to hold rank? I run Bubba, Biggs, First Order, TIE Pilot, and Vader. Backup is Scimitar, JC, and Wedge. Mr. Remon. I guess Remon's not there, so we'll go down to Mike. I'll read the question again for you. Question: I managed to keep from Cam Mitch. I managed to keep top 100 in shifts and can get to top 20 when I walk. But when I walk away for a few hours, I get bumped to over 150. What is the best lineup to hold rank? I run Boba, Biggs, First Order TIE Pilot, Vader. Backup is Scimitar, JC, and Wedge. What are your thoughts, sir?
Sorry, the backup are...
Backup is Scimitar, JC, and Wedge. I mean, he's running a pretty darn good team.
Yeah, I must admit, I mean, most use of Boba that I see is from the bench. So, okay, 2 things, right? So, firstly, Bella's got to answer this after me, surely. And the second one is just trying to picture that. I think I'd swap Wedge with Boba, because Wedge has got the synergy with Biggs, doesn't he? So you want to utilize that. Yeah, that's probably where I'd go. and yeah.
Okay, Bella, what do you think?
Actually, I would. It depends. You can have Boba on the main lineup, but you can have him in reinforcement too. The best feature of Boba is to exploit target locks. So you need target lock ships out there first. He can target lock, so if you're low on target lock ships, you can have him in the main lineup. But I agree, you could do reinforcement. But actually, I'm missing a bit a ship like Umbaran or Bistan in there. Like I'm quite a fan of Umbaran and to have him in the main lineup even. I see you need him if you don't have a lot of target lock ships, because the target lock ships put a protection on Biggs again, right? But this I forgot his name. He has already 4 ships that target lock in his main, actually, at the moment.
Yeah,
so that's quite a lot.
Yeah, he's got the right lineup.
But notice.
I'm trying. What would have to do, Cam, is actually look at your roster and see what level your ships are, who you're running as your fleet, and what gear level your tunes are and stuff. Because that sounds like, because you've got good ships, but you have to see their star rating and stuff like that to kind of see where you're at. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because the lineup you have is pretty good because it is a target lock team. You got Bubba for sort of TIE Pilot Vader, that can really do that can do target locks. So I don't know why you would be dropping so much.
Okay, I actually, one thing I could recommend is put a dispel, another dispel. I mean, Vader can dispel, but another dispel in.
Yeah, that could probably work. So, you just get with us, come to our Discord, Cam, and we'll see what we can do for you there. All right. Let's see here. Well, we have a follow-up question for someone for Warrior real quick. So, this is from Timmy again. Let me see here. I had it and then I lost it. Give me a second. Let's see, for Warrior. Follow-up question 2. You mentioned Jedi Squad, Zeta, Qui-Gon, General Kenobi, R2-D2, Ezra, and Jedi Knight Anakin for my squad. Do you think it would hold better in defense with Ezra and Anakin and taking out Yoda? I think I'm having technical difficulties here. 1 second. Can you guys hear me?
That's what I do.
All right. So apparently my computer decided to do some kind of. I hate Windows. I really do. That thing, man. Oh,
Update.
So stupid. All right. So
If you dropped out, then did they hear the audio? If you dropped out, or
I don't know if they did or not. I don't know how that works with OBS and stuff. So they could hear
We'll
me.
keep going.
They could hear. So let's go back. So this is a follow-up question for.
Cybershark just said it.
Yeah. So this is a follow-up question for you, Warrior.
They can hear you, but not us.
Yeah. This is from Timmy again. He said you mentioned Jedi Squad, Zeta, Qui-Gon, General Kenobi, R2-D2, Ezra, and Jedi Knight Anakin from our squad. Do you think it would hold better in defense with Ezra and Anakin and taking out Yoda? That's for Warrior.
No, actually, offensively, Ezra's better. Defensively, Yoda's better. Yoda's so fast and puts so much tenacity and foresight up, and it's now the 4th character to put foresight up, and the 2nd character that can do the tenacity. It's just it's so much better defensively when they're trying to see. The way you beat a Jedi team is you focus on the attackers. You got to get rid of the attackers first, and you focus on one character and chew through it. Once you get one character dead, then it's kind of it starts to fall after that. But most people try to take Yoda out first because of what he does, and he makes it ridiculously difficult. Defensively with Ezra, I think it would be easier to beat because there's a lot less foresight. So on offense, obviously, you can target a little easier and chew through a particular character a little faster. So yeah, I would definitely put Yoda in for the defensive side of it.
There you go. So I hope that answers your question, Timmy. All right, let's go back to Bella. This is from Lucas T, and he says, Do you think we will ever get a Luke ship in the game, or Porkins for that matter? Luke
I
ship in the
think,
game.
yeah. Since we've been waiting like for 1.5 years for Luke, just can be another 1.5 years.
Oh Lord, how can yeah? It's
I don't know. I mean, we are all looking for that ship. I mean, this is one of the main scenes in all of Star Wars. Him
Red 5
killing the Death Star. So definitely, you could link it to a release like a Death Star battle mode. But
Yep.
I don't know if they think about that, but that could work well together.
Yeah.
That you release Jedi Luke, his ship, and have a raid type Death Star thing. I don't know.
No, I like
I don't know
that
what
idea.
they plan actually. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, it would be nice to have Luke in his ship in the game at the same time. I think that would be really awesome. All right, let's go back to King Felix for the next question. This is from Z Gamer. Who should I run as my 5th with my Palpy team in Arena? He's saying Palpy, Vader, Maul, Old Ben, and then R2 or Death Trooper. What do you think, King Felix?
So my choices are R2 or Death Trooper?
Yeah, because he's running Palpy, Vader,
I would say
Maul,
get rid of
Old Ben, R2.
I would say get rid of Old Ben.
Yeah.
And put R2 and Death Trooper in there because R2, who I haven't put too much work into yet, he's a super pain in the arena. I face him all the time. And Death Trooper, once you get into about gear 10, is an absolute monster. And I ran a Death Trooper in my Rex team for about 2 weeks at gear 10, and I was rank 1 every time, every day. So if you can get Death Trooper up there, I say get rid of Old Ben and keep R2 and Death Trooper at the same time.
Yeah, with Palpatine, Vader, and Maul, that would be a solid team. All right, next question.
And if you throw Death Trooper's grenade, with a Palpatine lead, he'll get to go right after that because every time he puts a debuff, I think he gets 10% turn meter. Mm-hmm. So he'll be going right after that, and you can, if you're facing any rebels, he'll double tap his basic and daze and stun right after that. So
very nice.
Very useful.
All right. Next question is from Cam Mitch again. It just happens to fall on Warrior's turn. Question this is for you, Warrior. I'm tired of getting owned by Anakin in Arena. Do you think they will release Sand Trooper to counter Anakin? I think it could stop his turn meter since sand is coarse and gets everywhere.
Roll. Okay.
I didn't see the whole question until I read it. I'm sorry. Okay, let me try to read without laughing so much. I'm tired of getting owned by Anakin in Arena. Do you think they will release Sand Trooper to counter Anakin? I think he could stop his turn meter since sand is coarse and gets everywhere. Minus that part, what do you think of the Sand Trooper thing?
I think that the game longevity is going to depend on whether a character like that comes in. If this game goes for 4 to 5 years, like some of the very successful mobile games have gone for, then there's a good chance that, of course, in 3 to 5 years, they're going to be running out of legit characters to bring in, and they're going to start stretching for those types of characters to bring in. Although we have characters like Ugnaught, in the game already.
Let's not forget about Ugnaught.
Yeah, who's to say they're not going to? And of course, I think they're going to continue to expand the Imperial Troopers and things like that. So I could see that character being added, but I'm not sure his special is going to be, Sand Fairy. I just don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next question for SirLoki. And I'll throw this out to the panel too as well. SirLoki, this is from Mark Cummins. Should leadership abilities be a unique for just the character when the character is not the leader? Should leadership abilities be a unique for just a character when the character is not the leader? What are your thoughts, sir?
Currently, I think it would make characters OP because you can put 5 characters in your lineup, leadership abilities, and take advantage of it. So currently, I would say no. I think it would make some characters overpowered, but as a fan and as a player of the game, it would be kind of fun. But I think what they currently have right now, it would just, imagine having Maul. Just having Maul alone, and then he gets like Nihilus's lead, and then he still can use his own leadership ability on himself. I think that would be, as a fan, it would be, it'd be something cool to see.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on
Vader's leadership plus Emperor Palpatine's leadership? Yeah, he'd be like a one-hit wonder. It would kill everything instantly.
Right. Imagine going in there with all the Sith abilities at once. Oh, man.
All you think about is Dooku and Maul's evasion stacked on each other.
Oh,
Would make
Lord.
me cry.
Oh, God. Or so. Just all the different things. It'd be like, oh, my God, what have we got in our hands here? All right. Next question for Mike. This is from Rob Martinez. What needs to be done in new First Order characters to make them a top-tier arena team?
This cleanser healer.
No, I don't know about this because there's a guy on my shard that has a fully Zeta First Order team that usually finishes top 10. I think, as a team right now, Zeta, and in my shard, which is a really old shard, it works pretty darn well. You're saying that it just needs a cleanser to make it even a little bit more viable, Mike?
I'd actually go for a healer more than a cleanser.
Okay.
I've got a fully Zeta'd First Order, and there's a couple of things. In my arena, I think there's 15 Rex in the top 20. So you're just going to feed them turn meter, which is going to come back, and once your advantage is over and you're no longer immune to crits, you're down. That would be for me.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts on the First Order team? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay.
I think if they, I actually want to just add to Mike's comment. If they had a health steal on their basics, so when they keep calling each other for assist,
oh yeah,
if they could just do some kind of health steal, I think that would be good. At the minimum, what they could do is do the healing effect, like healing over time and stuff, or just straight up just both based on damage. I think would
or like Echo's unique for the clones,
or a Nihilus lead sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the
Echo's unique. Echo's unique is awesome for the clones.
Yeah. Just either a new character with that ability, or tag it onto Phasma.
All right. Cool. All right. Next question. This is from Miss Bella, and this comes from Pete Barron. With the new changes to Zeta, what compositions have you been using for Rancor to solo? With the new changes to Zeta, what compositions have you been using?
I got the question, and I was hoping you didn't pick me.
Oh, well, we can go to somebody else.
I haven't. I haven't soloed the Rancor yet.
Okay, so we'll go to King
I'm
Felix.
still working on my Rex.
Okay. All right. King Felix, with the new changes to Zeta, what compositions have you been using for Rancor to solo?
So I just had that this morning actually, and I threw. So I never had any trouble soloing the raid with my Zeta team, which I used Zeta, Palpatine, Sidious, Rex, and TIE Fighter pilot, and I didn't even have them modded that great. I had never had any trouble. But this morning I had a raid, and I knew I was gonna, with the new update, I was gonna struggle. So I threw in a Gear 8 Jin, unmodded, and I got through 2 phases.
Okay. With
So I'm pretty sure
who'd you take out?
I took out Palpatine.
Okay.
I left Sidious and TIE Fighter pilot in there because they're both really fast. So I left them in there, and I got through 2 phases. And that was my Jin's potency. I was saying this before we got in the chat. My Jin's potency was 1.8, and so I'm pretty sure if you get her even to 40% potency, you'll be able to solo every raid with the Zeta lead, because she's wicked fast on her own, and I think you'll be able to solo again and no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I can attest to that. We've done it now a number of times. We still had like 14 solos, and we only had 20 people play the last one. Everybody else zeroed it out. And I used Darth Vader, Zeta, and Biston and Jin or so. And by the way, you don't have to mod her for potency. You can leave her at like the 1 to 3% because she increases her own potency. It's crazy, but if you're wanting to make sure it applies, the other thing is she does the turn meter. It's actually on the turn meter reduction she does is actually on a crit. So it's more important to do critical chance on her to make sure that she crits. And of course, the more attempts that she has on critting, the more turn meter reduction that she'll get. So she's kind of like a train. She starts off a little inconsistent, but by phase 2, she's consistently pulling that turn meter down. So her and Biston, and then I use Darth Sidious and Nihilus as 2 Sith to do turn meter reduction underneath Zeta.
Okay. Anybody else? Loki for Zeta? You run it? What's the kind of team comp you run?
No, I run this very similar one to what Warrior mentioned.
Okay.
So it's still working. I mean, everybody was scared that Zeta was going to get nerfed or whatever, and I mean, I can't do a full auto solo 4 times, with random targeting in 14 minutes anymore. But you can still do it in about 30 minutes with that team. It's still strong and it still works.
I don't feel like one character should be able to solo a whole.
Oh, Remon just pops in out of nowhere. Good lord. You scared me.
I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about that. I mean, I think many people have made the investment into Zeta just because of the fact that he can solo the raid, and I think it's unfair to take away that ability because they bought into that. So it's not really fair to the player. But I think also at the same time, I don't think that one team or one character should be the difference between solo. I mean, we used to have to do that. Like when that raid first came out, it took 50 of us to beat that raid, and it's like now, one person can do it in 20 minutes, and I don't know. I just think I mean, I understand we've progressed past that point. We've gotten to level 85, and we've got mods and all this other stuff. But I feel like still it's a raid, and I mean, it should be something that's a little more challenging.
That's a valid point.
The last thing I'll add is here's what I'm really hoping for. I'm really hoping that they're adjusting Zeta, and it actually goes above and beyond than what we're all thinking. It's not just because of the raid. I'm just hoping that they're going to bring out some really good character that can do some crazy turn meter reduction. So they're tweaking Vader just in case this legendary character comes out. That's the only thing I'm kind of I'm hoping for.
Who said Tarkin?
Maybe.
Tarkin's AoE removes.
Well, here's what they did with
50% turn meter or something like that.
So they actually went back and they nerfed Newt Gunray, right? Specifically for R2D2. So and they kind of did it last minute, I think. So I think hopefully the big legendary character, next character they're coming out with, they're adjusting Vader for that. That's my big hopes and dreams right now, but I'm just throwing it out there.
No, it's a valid point.
So I want a quick question for the panel. I don't think there should be a tier 8 because that would involve another star on characters, and I don't think that should happen. But does anybody think there should be a bonus tier for these raids?
Besides heroic, make
Because
another
I mean,
tier.
I think that
everyone has heroic rancor on farm, and heroic AT is becoming easier and easier, I think, for most of the guilds. So do you think there should be like a bonus tier for the guilds that have it on farm?
That'd be good. Say you've got to win. I don't know. You've got to beat it 5,000 times, or maybe not 5,000 times, but you have to finish them so many times to qualify for it.
Yeah, maybe like guild achievements.
If they added a bonus tier and they added maybe new character shards and they got rid of Han Solo for the bonus tier, that would be interesting. But I thought the same thing about a week ago, and then so when we said that we were thinking about it, it would be great to add a bonus tier. Somebody mentioned that the time that they spent making that bonus tier, they could probably spend making a whole new raid or put their time putting towards some new content. Period. I'd rather them focus on new content altogether.
True, except for, think about it, they already have the entire coding completely done for this raid. I mean, how much would it take to take the existing coding and just raise the potency of the Rancor, raise the damage of the Rancor, raise the durability of the Rancor, and then re-release it as a bonus round? They could probably bust something like that out in like a week or two because the coding already exists. It's just about tweaking the existing coding, copying the coding and tweaking it to make it harder. And then making it harder, they could also provide some nice, like, the bonus rounds drop full pieces of gear. Like, you get one full piece of gear dropped, guaranteed, just one piece. Boom, it's whatever, random. And, it could be anything from a holo projector all the way up to, something really, really good like a Mark III Bacta gel,
5 keep that every time, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think that would be really easy because they did it just normal tank raid, right? Where they lowered a bunch of stuff and then they buffed up the Jedi a little bit. So, and that was a week turnaround on their, from an update. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I just think, like I said, I think they'd have to change the reward structure too. Because I mean, if you want to get me excited about that Rancor raid again, I will. If you give me, Bespin Luke as the reward character, what I mean, or if you give me like C-3PO as the reward character, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Just something different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick and tired of throwing Han Solo shards in the shard shop.
You love it. Don't lie. All right. Let's get to the next question. That was a good subject. Back to Miss Bella. Miss Bella, why don't we have Anakin start Jedi Starfighter? After all, he's meant to be the best pilot, so it stands to reason he has the ship, especially when we have other famous ships like the Gauntlet. Why not? Why is there no Anakin Jedi Starfighter?
Yes, that's actually a good question. Why? The same. Why? And also, he was the pod racer, wasn't he, when he was small?
Yes, but we don't like to. Let's not go there, please, because then I'll have to start doing little funny little quibs, and it's working.
Yeah, we definitely missed a lot of good ships. We have the pilots. Sometimes we are missing the pilots even.
Yeah.
But
we've got Anakin. Yeah. They could put a ship in there. I mean, I remember the data mine that they had said possibly that was something they found was Jedi Knight Anakin Starfighter. It would be nice to have.
Yeah,
I mean,
he had an AOE target lock on the data files.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. Is ships just needs more ships. We just need more options and stuff for ships and stuff. So. I don't know. It was something that had been data mined, but it hasn't come to fruition. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that still hasn't been released yet, but let's see what CG does and if they release more content and stuff like that. So, all right. Back to the top. We'll go back to King Felix, but this is kind of a question for everybody. I'll throw this out to everybody after King. Question: what are everyone's thoughts on the Tarkin rework? Start with you, King.
I'm pretty excited. I got Tarkin in my favorites because of his capital ship, and I'm interested to see how he's gonna work in the raid because I know his AOE removes turn meter, but I still don't see him being a viable leader behind in front of like Vader or Palpatine, maybe even Krennic, unless his leader ability has a Zeta that I don't know about. But definitely better than the character that he is right now, which is pretty much fleet commander only.
So let's throw it out to the panel. The Tarkin rework. What are our thoughts on it? I haven't really read up too much on it. I mean, do we have any information on what his new skills will be or anything? Or if not, is there something we'd like to see? I know we talked about this previously, but I'll throw it out to you guys. What do you guys think, and what would you like to see with the Tarkin rework? Not everybody speak up at once.
I'm quickly reviewing my Tarkin. So, because the first thing that sprung to mind was, would he be a good counter to Zeta Kaigon?
I don't know.
Because he speeds up Empire allies gain 28 speed, and that's on level 7, which is max, which means that there's the spot there. Well, oh no, it says max, but it's ability level 7. So it could be that that's where he's going to get something, maybe some additional speed, and I don't know. I'm trying now. Is everyone else? Has anyone found it yet? I know. I read it. But
I would be more excited. I would be more excited if they like got speed per debuff or something like that. I don't know.
All right.
It looks cool though.
Speed per debuff, crazy.
Right, but like a small amount, like 1 speed per debuff, or or 2 speed per debuff. But
It's about how fast Kylo goes with his 10 speed per debuff. If you put even one or two, even if it was 5, it would probably be ridiculous.
All right, so for Tarkin, okay, so when a Mega Basic grants 50% potency, stacking until Ultimate Firepower is used. Ultimate Firepower deals special damage to all enemies with a 100% chance to remove 50% turn meter. Gain offense equal to double Tarkin's potency. Intimidation Tactics, gain potency up for 1 to 3 turns. Inflict critical chance down and offensive down for 2 to 3 turns on all enemies. Cannot be resisted by rebels. And he gain bonus turn meter for each enemy debuffed. Tighten the Grip, leader ability. Empire allies gain 30 speed. Inflict defensive down for 2 turns on enemies that fall below 100% health during Empire allies' turn. This cannot be resisted. And then Callous Conviction is unique. Gain defensive up equal to 100% of his potency. Zeta gains 20% potency per debuffed enemy. Wow. I hadn't seen that until I just got that from Finn, so good job, Finn, on that. That's pretty dynamite.
Yeah, that might not be too bad.
Holy smokes, man. I didn't realize that that's what they'd put on him. I mean, a lot of turn meter reduction and buffs and everything. I mean, that defense for potency is crazy.
Isn't there an expose as well? Doesn't he put expose down?
So I like that it's 100% turn meter reduction now.
Yeah, that's on the AOE, right? Is turn meter removal?
Yeah. Well, it's
I wonder how that's going to work.
Yeah, it's 100% chance
That
to
might work
remove
at
50% T. Yeah. I mean, what do we think about
heroic AOE?
If you could get your Tarkin to go first somehow, like if he was like really, if they gave him speed, like with his rework, right? Like let's say they made him like 170 speed, right? You can make him go first, and he was able to reduce everybody's turn meter to start the encounter. That would be pretty OP.
Yeah, holy smokes.
You'd have to get him. Well, he still wouldn't go before his Zol team.
That's what I'm saying. They'd have to make him really fast.
Because even my TIE Fighter pilot, I think I had him at about 256, and he still would be hit or miss whether he went before Assassin. The Sith assassin is crazy fast.
Yeah, he's got 114 base.
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
That's too slow.
It's only 14 faster than Zorl, isn't it? More, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to play around with it once it's updated. So, but
He's
that's
definitely way better than he
oh
was,
yes,
and befitting somebody of his stature in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's go to the next question. This one is for Warrior. Warrior, what do you, and this is for everybody too, but we'll go with you first. What do you guys think the next raid will look like, and how soon do you think we will see it? So we'll start with Warrior on the possible next raid and what we can expect. What are your thoughts, sir? Did we lose Warrior? Warrior, you're muted. You're not talking.
Well, this is
Go ahead,
Ramon.
Remon.
I think that I think we'll see like a combination of ground and air combat. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like there were like a switch between the phases of using regular characters and using ships. And I think Hoth would be a good place to do that because you have a lot of different enemies to battle there. I mean, you can use ships to battle AT-ATs. You could use ground combat. You could fight the Wampa on the ground. The snow beast, and as like a monster. And then there's it's just it seems like a good place to go. I'd love to eventually see like some sort of a ground-air combat with the Death Star.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, we talked about that on the stream on Wednesday. Like combination of like the Battle of Endor, and then you have to use ships to go for the Death Star, or Hoth, where you fight the Battle of Hoth, and then you have to try to get through the blockade. From Empire Strikes Back. Or you could do like
Wampa in there.
yeah. Okay, well, of course we'll put a Wampa in there. Good lord. You could do the Battle of Naboo when you don't have the Jedi Starfighters or the Naboo Starfighters, but there's a few combinations that they could do where they incorporate both sides of battles that have taken place in the movies, so that you can get both the ground battle where you can use your characters, and then also the ships. So it'll make ships a little bit more important.
So I feel like Scarif would be another one, wouldn't it?
That'd be another one. Scarif would be a really good one.
They told us when we were out there. They told us when we were out there in Cali that one of the first ideas that they had for the raid was a Wampa. So I mean, I don't think it's too far fetched to imagine that it might eventually fall into the game somewhere.
No, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we see that old Wampa run around. All right.
Hell yeah. Back.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said sorry. I'm back. Something going on with Google Hangouts and Discord. If you have them both running at the same time, they actually bind, and then you can't get back to Google Hangouts. So you can't use them at the same time on a mobile phone. It's weird as hell. So I couldn't get back to unmute.
So Warrior, your thoughts on what the next raid will look like, and what would you like to see?
Oh, I'm sure while I was resetting my phone, everyone said it, but probably like a Death Star raid. That would be, a multi-tiered raid where integration in the first couple of them, like one is just flying around the Death Star, phase one. Second phase would be actually going through a channel on the Death Star. And then phase 3 and 4 would be on the actual Death Star. Phase 3 maybe against some enhanced troops, and then phase 4 maybe against Darth Vader or someone like that on the Death Star. I think that would be a pretty fun setup.
That'd be cool. All right.
You think we'll do episode 4 or episode 6 for the Death Star raid if they ever do one?
Probably episode 4.
The classic. The beginning. All right, so let's try this again with Warrior. Let's give you a question. It says, "Hi, I'm relatively new. Hi, I'm. This is from Yaz Ash. The last question was from Simon Hurst. I don't know if I said his name, but Yaz Ash, and he says, "Hi, I'm on a relatively new server, approximately 6 months old, and I'm in the top 20 arena and top 10 ships. I just put my first Zeta on Kylo. Who would you recommend as a second? I kind of have my heart set on Jen, current arena team with Rex, Wigs, Kylos, and Fives." And he says, "Also, much love to Warrior and his advice, which has helped me so much over the last 6 months."
Sweet. I'm happy that it's been of service. He said so. He thought he wanted to do Jyn Erso.
Yeah, as a second
Well,
Zeta.
yeah. I mean, I think my normal advice is Darth Vader or Kylo as your first and second, and then do the other one second. But honestly, Jyn Erso is phenomenal with Rebels and the protection, regeneration with her leadership ability. If you put her as leader, and I have a sneaking suspicion a full Rogue One team, K2SO, and put in Ahsoka. I have a feeling it's going to be horrifically lethal. So I don't think that wouldn't be a bad idea. I really think that Jyn Erso would be a wise decision at this point. She is one of the best rebel leaders in the game, and she's going to help you with the raids specifically. You can use her in phase 2 or phase 4 with your rebels, or you can use her in the Rancor for turn meter reduction. And like you heard earlier in the stream, she's more consistent of a turn meter reducer than some of the others with the amount of turn meter she takes away. So if that's the way you're leaning, go for it.
Very nice. All right. Next question, kind of for everybody, but we'll start off with SirLoki, and this is from Dada Jordan. Any of you Zeta have any of you Zated General Veers and run an Imperial Trooper team? If so, is it arena viable? Thanks. Start with you, Loki. Have you even messed around with that?
No, I have not, unfortunately,
Okay.
and I have not seen any in my arena shards. So, hate to say it, but that might answer the second part of the question. Is it arena viable? I haven't seen it on my shard. I got a fairly old shard, the December 2015 one. So, I don't know. It's hard to get away from Zader lead for any Empire right now. And I'll just leave it at that. The Zader lead is just really strong.
I've been playing around. I haven't Zeta'd him. I do have his lead Omega, I believe. But I'm running Veers in Galactic War at the moment with my troopers that are usable. So they're Gear 11. I'm running, so as I say, Veers lead, Shore Trooper, Death Trooper, Storm Trooper, and my fifth at the moment is TIE Fighter Pilot, and they hit hard. They really hit hard. I do struggle. I kind of want to keep them all as a set. I do struggle on my sixth node, which normally is kind of like the Zetas and the Nihiluses and so on and so forth. But they're not ready for arena yet. They're not.
Okay.
But they hit hard. They really do.
Cool. All right. Next question is for Remon. This is from Darth Braze. Hey guys, love your stuff. I'm running Nihilus lead. Which of his Zetas is better to do?
Well, if you're running a Nihilus lead, I would have to say, his leader would probably be more important. But overall, the first Zeta I did is the unique Zeta, because as a character, you can use Nihilus with that, and you get that benefit. But if he's running a Nihilus lead, you have to go with the Nihilus lead. That's what I'd say. If that's his plan. I would strongly suggest maybe reconsidering the Nihilus lead if possible, and running maybe another version of a different team. I don't know what he has, but and going with the Nihilus Unique first, because I think that's going to be a stronger benefit for you long term, because you can use Nihilus in a lot of different squads. But all right, but I mean, if that's his arena team, you got to go with the Nihilus lead, I'd say.
Could I say something?
Yes. No, you can't, Mike.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So it's just I was exactly the same position. I have Zeta'd both his unique and his lead. I personally would say do his unique first. Like Remon said, you can use him in other places. Do his unique first. You're still getting 100% health still without his, and it does. It can hold up. In fact, I'm going to change that. It does hold up. The additional 50% though is just crazy. I've got videos I've uploaded where I'm always second, well, nearly always second to go, and my Dooku's kind of yellow almost into the red, and by the end of the battle he's max green. Once they get going, they are awesome.
Very nice. All right, so let's go to the next question, and we're going to go to Miss Darth Bella, Lady of the Sith. This is from Jeremiah Liu 2. I'm again trying to just pronunciate some of these things the best I can. Miss Bella, there was a podcast interview recently where they said it may address the gear crunch. How do you think they will do this? What are your thoughts? Did we lose?
I have no idea.
Okay. She was all quiet. She has no idea. I mean, if you had to, take a stab at it, what do you think?
I didn't hear this interview.
Well, so it's mainly concerning the gear crunch. If they are going to address the gear crunch problem, because it is a big issue. How do you think they would go about doing it? If you were the one, say, in charge.
If I was in charge, I would definitely have better prices for the events. Like, we have a lot of we have all these Omega events, and they could put gear in there and have maybe more bonus levels or something for full pieces or something. Because it's really tough to, even with donations and your guildmates helping you, it's really tough if you don't spend to collect all this gear. I know many who actually buy a full piece, but I think the prices of the events could be a little better.
I agree. Anybody else have thoughts on this question?
I think it could go a long way. This is Warrior. I think it could go a long way by just doubling the drop rates on every single piece of gear. I know that sounds crazy, but it is not, because
out of your mind.
You're trying to get a single piece for a single character for a single slot when you need 6 to go up a single route, and it takes you a week or two. You know what I mean? Like crazy. And that's if you get good drop rates during that week. And it's just too much. If you doubled it, oh my gosh, it might only take you 6 days instead of 12 days to get that piece of gear, that one piece of gear for that one slot, for that one character. So doubling the drop rate would go a long way in goodwill towards the customers, which are us. I mean, we would go, wow, we're going to get everybody leveled up twice as fast. So it makes sense. And I know they're going, well, that's how they make their money, is through gear. That's basically the primary source of revenue, is because every character, once had has to be geared. And the gearing is kind of where the crunch comes in, and people kind of break down and spend some money on gear in the store and stuff like that. So it's their revenue. And so it's scary. It's real scary to them to do something like that. But they do lose a lot of people. I mean, there's like 8 million people that have downloaded the game, and there's like 500,000 active players. So, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, 15% of the people that download the game are still actively playing it. What happened to the other 85%? Well, they got tired of the gear crunch and the gear grinds and all that kind of stuff. And, these are people that leave and then they come back 6 months later, and then they've totally screwed themselves by doing that absence. So I think it would go a long way. It's not going to change a whole lot for us in the game, honestly, and it's not going to cause them to lose any more money because this is all virtual. But I think it would be so much goodwill towards the game that it would make everyone in the game really, really happy because be honest, the drop rates should be around 50% at minimum. And the other thing is I know they like the whole analysis of, the gambling, and, you do it and you sometimes get a lot and sometimes don't get any and that kind of thing. But it would be nice if it was just guaranteed rewards, guaranteed drop rates. That this particular part, you get it 1 out of every 4 times of farming. So you do it 8 times, you get 2 pieces. You're always getting 2 pieces every time you spend 8 energy recycles. So I think that a little more consistency for that would really help, because it's the doing 20 in a row and getting 0 that crushes people, and they do a mad rage delete of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go back. Let's get to the next question. We've got a couple questions left, and then we're going to end the stream. This is from Bad Rongo, and this is going to go to King. Let's see, where are we at? King Felix. He has a question about Ahsoka. He says, "Any thoughts on adult Ahsoka as maybe the next to come out without either the light side or dark side tag?"
I think there's only 2 characters in the game who should come out without a light or dark side tag, and it would be her and Revan. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that they already said she's going to come out with a light side tag.
Yeah, well, she is light side. I mean, she may be neutral, but she's still light side. She's not dark side.
She's definitely a good guy. She's a rebel, but Revan is the epitome of being light and dark.
Yeah, I think Revan would actually be the first character to be light side and dark side, not neither.
He should be the first bridge.
Yeah.
But Ahsoka is a good guy, and if you read her book that came out a few months ago, she is, even though she's lost in her path, she's still light side throughout, always trying to do the right thing. And I'm stoked for her character to come out. I hope that her I think it's 11 hit on the depending on her buffs. I hope that doesn't do 400 damage a hit or something like that. I hope there's no real damage penalty. I think it should be pretty spectacular, because she is a fan favorite after what has happened throughout the Clone Wars and the Rebels. So.
No, 2.5 hours. There will be a flooding of videos with her damage being shown. From now, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hurry up with that, warrior, because I have to go to sleep in a minute or so. So I'm get up.
We're just 2.5 hours, and it's not a choice. We have to wait. There's 3 of us on this call, and more. There's about 6 of us who are bringing videos out. And we can't bring them out for another 2.5 hours. It's physically against NDA. So we're waiting to our time, or my time. So
damn Capital Games.
Who else on the call is just releasing a video today?
Not me.
It'll be SirLoki, Remon, and me, right?
I think
no, I'm not part of the group, the Game Changers.
SirLoki got it too?
No, I'm not part of that group.
I don't know why I was thinking you were. You should be.
I think Miss Pat. I can't say his name. Mist said that he's going to be uploading the Ahsoka action. Miss Patty.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I always struggle with his name. Great guy. Struggle with his name.
I'll always upload all that stuff while I'm asleep. It drives me crazy.
All right. This next question is from Lucas T, and it's a follow-up question to you, Mike. Is Death Trooper a better tank than Shore Trooper? He is an easier farm for sure, and what gear level to make either than viable? It's more of a follow-up question to the Trooper's question you had.
Death Trooper is Death Trooper for me definitely over Shore. That's just because Shore is so easily compromised now. You kind of, I mean, it's only in Galactic War that I really get to use Shore Trooper, whereas I can definitely use Death Trooper in Arena.
Right.
Death Trooper. Once you eliminate one of the enemy, of course, then you get your death mark if you Omega his ability, and that is awesome. Oh wow! Alex Simpson's just donated 20
Hey, thanks, sir.
pounds. 20 pounds.
That's
like
like
900 American dollars. Or
oh my
something,
God, we're gonna go drinking, and we're gonna get drunk, and it's all
Ranger's
thanks.
gonna buy another vault.
That's right. And hopefully,
So-
I hope I get a lot of great tunes. And Smithy cries. It was so wonderful last time. He was so upset
Jedi
because
Luke and the Chromium.
if that ever happened, dude, I would do it just to see Smithy's tears of deliciousness. Because he was so hoping I would get like crap pulls, and I got Death Trooper and.
I was watching that stream. That cracked me up. He was like crying. Open another one.
She's like, no, well, why don't you open this one? I'm like, no, man, we're on a roll. You have to suffer.
Yeah, he wants you to do like the fleet mega.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing there I need. And I'm not opening that just to open it because you're upset that I'm getting good pulls. Kiss my ass, Smithy. it was a fun night. All right. Next question.
Sorry,
Yeah,
just to finish. I'd say Gear 10.
Yeah,
Gear 10
Yeah.
would be viable.
All right.
More than viable.
So let's see here. Who had the last question? It was King Felix. This goes back to Warrior. Question from Simon Hurst. Jango Fett or Padme as the potential fan favorite? What do you think about adding those characters to the game? Or as
What do I think about adding those characters to the game? I think Jango Fett will eventually at some point.
Or the potential fan favorite that they're mentioning. I don't think it's going to be the one they're released here soon, but I mean,
yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see Padme ever, because I don't really see her as a combative character. She's kind of a fan favorite, but no, I don't know so much in combat. But I do think Jango Fett at some point, once they at some point release the Mandalorian tag and they start bringing in Mandalorians, and they've got 5, 6, 7 Mandalorians, they're going to have a really great Mandalorian leader. And that's where Jango Fett's going to come into play. And so, yeah, I could see that fan favorite coming in, sooner than later, and being one of those great characters that everybody goes absolutely crazy over and spends $400-$600 on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I add something onto that, Ranger?
Yes, you may.
So I've heard you guys talking in past streams about how Jango and Boba were not Mandalorian. And I have to say, it depends on which books you read.
Well, yeah, we were just talking like official canon,
In canon, it's not. But obviously, like Legends are a big part of the Star Wars universe. And there's a book series from Karen Travis about the clones, and it's probably the best Star Wars series I've read, and I've read quite a bit. And it talks about a commando squad and how they get inducted and then adopted into the Mandalorian society. And actually, Jango Fett was a Mandalore.
Yeah, he was adopted. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But he was the Mandalore, the leader of all the Mandalorians, and it talks about how he kills Jedi with his bare hands. And I think that would be incredible to be put into canon and into the game.
I think Jango Fett is a Mandalorian. I think his son is just a clone, though. So it's Boba Fett just a clone.
But
in the legend books, Bubba eventually becomes the leader of the Mandalorians. Those books, way after the fact, that are no longer canon, but yeah, he becomes the leader of the Mandalorians. But that's I'm not going to get into that whole storyline, because if you want to know, just go read the books, But just officially what they can and cannot do with the Mandalorian tags. But that's a perfect segue into our last question. And I'm going to throw this out to the whole panel. Just if you have something to say your name and speak your mind. The devs have said with regards to the Mandalorian tag that they don't want to add tags for characters before being ready. With that being said, what can be done, or what characters can be added to the game to make Tuskens viable? And the reason, and you can guess who wrote this question, it was Finity. To make Tuskens viable. I hate you so much, Finity.
Well, that's actually not a terrible question.
It's a terrible question because it came from Finity.
There was a Jedi who was a Tusken, Ashad.
I know who you're talking about.
They should make Shmi Skywalker the leader of the team.
To make Tuskens viable. Well, Night Sisters aren't viable. Ewoks aren't viable. Why should Tuskens get more love than those other factions?
Cut.
Yeah,
Love Enforcer.
the underworld of Coruscant. Let's make them viable. We're gonna make them viable again. We're gonna make the Tuskens great. We're gonna make Finity pay for it. It's gonna be fantastic. It's what
Can't build a wall.
We're gonna build a wall around Finity until he pays. So that was the last question. So we're gonna end the stream there. Going about an hour and 40 minutes. So, but if you have more questions that you would like answered, just come over to our Discord. It's linked below. We have a question and answer section, and you can just throw a question in there, and we have all these wonderful people that can answer your question at any time, or you can just hit us up in Discord. Just ask us a question. We're always glad to help out fellow players and answer your questions. I know I get questions all the time, as I'm sure all these guys do too, and we enjoy it. So with that being said, we're going to end this episode of Jedi Academy, and what we like to do at the end of Jedi Academy is allow everybody to kind of pimp their stuff. So let's, King Felix, you don't have any YouTube or anything like that, right?
I cannot pimp any of my stuff because none of you can find me anywhere except for #1 in my arena shard.
That's
is where
right.
You can find me.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. But we want a big shout out to our special guest, King Felix, for being on, staying late at night, serving our country over in Korea. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Yeah, if you guys are ever in South Korea, come find me.
No, not gonna be there anytime soon. Yeah. So, good.
But thank you everyone for having me on. It was great talking Star Wars at past midnight.
Yes, we were glad to have had you. Let's go with SirLoki. SirLoki, the lightsaber builder extraordinaire. Where can people find you and check out your stuff?
So I got a YouTube channel. It's my name. You can click on my name in the chat room, or just look up SirLoki. So I run I got several just arena videos. Got a few Phase 3 heroic tank videos up, and just having fun creating content for the community. And thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, when are you going to start putting out the videos of you building my lightsaber?
Are in unlisted right now.
Okay, I see how it is.
Soon.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Let's keep saying. That's fine.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you, Mr. Loki. Where can people check you out, and what do you got going on, sir?
Got a YouTube channel. It's Warrior Presents, and I present a lot of stuff. I do tons of videos, from roster reviews to in-depth character reviews to how to farm, how to get extra gear, things like that. I am coming out with a video in a couple hours, as is Remon on Ahsoka and her kit and her amazingness in action, courtesy of EA. They sent us some footage, so we're going to check that out. It's pretty exciting. So yeah, there's that, and I come out with a ton of content. So if you're somebody who wants to watch videos every day but finds that there's only a few videos a day from the other content creators, and you're looking for something to fill those gaps, I definitely have the content to fill those gaps.
You're damn right you do. If you
Hey, Warrior, real quick, are you guys going to release a Tarkin video too, or no?
Maybe. I don't know. We haven't really had a discussion on Tarkin and his getting footage or anything like that. So I don't think so as of yet that's going to happen. But that remains to be seen. We kind of take it one bite at a time. And Ahsoka's the thing right now because they're letting us do an early release of her today. So that's what we're worried about. And then after this, we'll probably focus on Tarkin next. But we haven't really discussed that.
Okay, awesome. Please subscribe to Warrior Stuff. It's amazing stuff. Next up is Remon. Remon in the Alliance. What's going on with the Alliance, Remon? Pimp your stuff.
Yeah, the Alliance is doing well. We're kicking butt, adding more heroic AT guilds every day, and we're always recruiting. So if you're looking for a great guild, a great bunch of people that are really dedicated to the game, and you want to add some knowledge, the Alliance community and also the chat there is always a great place to be. You want to check out to get some info and maybe some videos from some of the members in our community. You can go to the alliancegaming.com, And you can check out videos of our live shows every week, podcasts of our live show, and also you'll have videos and blogs from other contributing members of the community. So definitely check out thealliancegaming.com. But I have my own YouTube channel, just like Warrior. I'm part of the Game Changers program. We're going to be having an Ahsoka first look video coming out here a little bit later on today. So definitely look forward to that. And we're going to be having a live show tonight at 8:30. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Nice.
And we'll be going over the Ahsoka introduction. We'll also be going over Tarkin and doing a Q&A, and we'll be doing another roster review of a member of the Alliance as well. And we're gonna probably be throwing out some sort of a way to enter to get your roster reviewed on the show. So that'll be announced either later tonight or during the week sometime next week. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on, and as always, I'll be back next week.
Awesome. Miss Bella, do you have a YouTube channel yet? No, who is that? Warrior?
That was me. I just wanted to actually shout out Remon. The number one thing people ask about is gear and how do I gear up and how do I do this and that and blah, 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 and getting characters. Now, I can't get no General Kenobi. Remon is your answer. The number one guild in the entire game, and I'm going to offend a lot of people, but I'm telling you, it is the Alliance. They're the largest,
how dare
most
you, sir?
compact group. But Team Instinct, we're not recruiting. You know what I mean? We're full. So it is what it is. But the Alliance is absolutely amazing. As long as you get where you need to get, which is to level 85, and you get a decent squad, you're sitting on a turd squad with 20 other people they don't care about the game. Give that up. Leave them. You don't have any loyalty virtually with people you've never met. Leave those guilds and go find the Alliance. They're going to plug you into the right team with the right development. If you're not quite ready for heroic, they're going to put you in a non-heroic and teach you everything you need to know, better than even I could do on my channel. And then they're going to progress you into a heroic, and you're going to start to get all those rewards you were looking for and lacking. And that, and more than anything, that is the number one way to skyrocket in this game, is to have a very good guild behind you. I credit Team Instinct for everything for me, because they taught me everything I know. I mean, all of them, some of the best theory crafters in the game, and I know the Alliance has them as well. And then on top of that, you get all the great rewards, much better rewards, and much more frequently because you're doing those raids more. So I just wanted to shout out the Alliance and say, if you guys are listening to this and you're frustrated, you don't have Han Solo, you don't have General Kenobi, your gear crunch is for real, and you're frustrated and you feel like your guild is holding you back, leave your guild and go to the Alliance.
But here's a question for you, Warrior. What if you have to go to the guild that Affinity's in? Does that change anything for you?
Yeah, then never mind. Just leave. Just stay with the guild you're at.
I can troll you back too, Finn. You deserve that.
I appreciate those, man. Warrior, thank you.
It's amazing. All right, so Finn even says in the chat, the Alliance also has Affinity. Just saying. You're such a turd. Darth Bella, have you started a YouTube channel yet? I know you answer a lot of questions and stuff, but when are you going to get a YouTube channel going? We want to see the Darth Lady of the Sith doing some stuff, Miss Bella.
Yes, I'm working on it. I have a new computer now, and believe me, for 4 days I couldn't get it to work. And now I downloaded iMovie, and I will really work on it. I've already made a trailer. Some of you have seen it. And I still need to work on the trailer a bit. It's not perfect yet.
Yes. That's what you have Affinity for. Make him work for you.
Oh, he can't do all my
yes, he
stuff.
can.
One of these, maybe next week.
Nice.
I will put the trailer on YouTube channel. I already, you will find me under Bella or Darth Bella. I have to see what the channel name is, and then we can put it under crew here as well.
That's right. There we go. So everybody stay tuned.
I'm really working on it.
All right. So look out for Darth Bella soon, coming to YouTube to you. All right. And then finally, Mr. Mike Hunt. Pimp your stuff, my brother.
Thanks, AJ. Yeah. So, keep listening. I have a YouTube channel. It's my name, Mikehunt. Predominantly, it's my main account under that name. I have an alt, York, Yorke. He's on the same channel, but I get to experience both sides. So he's up to like, I think we're about to hit level 77 with York.
Mm-hmm.
Cover the raids. Well, occasionally I'll pit raid. I tend to post to 0 and let anyone that doesn't have the OG get the shards. However, I do play around in the tank. I'm currently running a Who's on Fifth series for phase 1. So it's the usual suspects. So I'm a gun, General Kenobi, and a Jawa. I save my scavenger. I do the scavenger clones for phase 2. But then for phase 1, I then bring in a different character. So I've done Cad Bane, Savage Opress. I'm working my way to the TIE pilot, although I Zeted him, so he's not as effective. The other thing I'm doing is I'm doing character reviews, the like the Mike style, so they hit hard and there's figures over there, sort of thing. But I'm doing that in collaboration with Virtual Gaming World, and we're going to be working our way through the characters. That's fun. We've done one so far. It was really warmly received, and thank you for everyone that's either viewed, liked, commented. Yeah, appreciating that. The other thing, of course, is that I'm a leader of a guild. I'm part of the Bounty Hunter Guild, or otherwise known as BHG. We operate on a similar system. So, we've got some starter guilds, and then bring people up through the ranks. So there's another option for you. Again, predominantly we're on Discord. There are still some line guilds as well. Yeah, and having fun.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you for having me on it.
Absolutely.
Isn't it just?
Yes, indeed. And of course, you can check out where this comes from, the RSG channel, the Reality Skewed Gamers, and you can check out the link to us here. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. All these guys, they do. They take time to come here and help you guys out. So, what's the best way to thank them is, of course, give them comments, but also subscribe to the channel, like their videos, help them keep their content going. And same thing for us. If you like what you see here for the Jedi Academy, give us a thumbs up. If there's something you don't like, then give us a thumbs down. It don't bother me one bit. But if you're going to do that, give constructive criticism. Because one thing that's a pet peeve of mine is somebody that gives a thumbs down and that's all they do. It doesn't help us. It doesn't make us better. It just leaves us in limbo like, okay, we just think you're a turd sandwich. But we appreciate everybody. Big shout out to Ewalk and to Alex for their donations. Much appreciated to both you. And so with that, we will be back here next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I would like to thank the panel again for being here with Warrior, Mike, SirLoki, Darth Bella, Remon, and King Felix, all being here. We appreciate it, and much love to Finadoodle, who I give a hard time to. But see, someone give a thumbs down. Already got a thumbs down, and you're not saying why. Shame on you. Someone's probably trolling. It's probably Finn. But big shout out to Finn, who puts together all the graphics and panels and stuff that you see on here. He does a lot of work in the background, so big shout out to Finn. So we will see you guys next Saturday at 10 a.m. and then you can check our next stream, which will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel. So thanks to everybody, and everyone have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.